All right, West Virginia fans. This one's going to be tough. This one is not going to be easy. Not going to lie. I think this might be rock bottom. To talk about it with me is West Virginia alumni, Daily Athenaeum reporter back in the day, NJ.com contributor Amit Batra. Amit.
John, how's it going? I hope you're having a better night. It's been rough tonight.
My phone was blowing up tonight. I can tell you that much. Not for good reasons. How about your phone, Amit? How is your phone looking today?
Yeah, I've been going back and forth with some people, and it's just like, man, just tough loss, no doubt.
Yeah, that's an understatement, man. I mean, I don't even know where we go from here. Just like I said, I think the headline hits it nail on the head. It was just embarrassing, right? I mean, what other word could you say besides embarrassing? You can't even, like, as a West Virginia fan, you can't really blame the refs for this one. It was just from start to finish an embarrassing loss.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like you get 3 interceptions, right? And you can't capitalize at all, right? No points, not even a first down, right? It's like you couldn't even move the ball. And the offense was just so hard to watch at times. I mean, between the play calling, the offensive line, it was just like, my God, like it's just there were so many chances to actually do something as far as getting points and just couldn't do it.
So, Mitt, we already have some comments here. Right here, one fan just said brutal, which I think would be also another great headline for our thumbnail is brutal. Coop said Scotty has to start. We'll get into that, right? Because if you are building for the future, that might be the way to go, but we'll talk about that. It was just an embarrassing game. There's no other way to say it. Like I said, as a West Virginia fan, it's just tough. And for me, starting a podcast is tough. I thought that with Rich Rodriguez, it was a good time. And this is kind of my worst fear coming to play tonight, Amit. I told my wife before this game, I said, we've had so much positive momentum at Jerseyeer coming into this game. And I said, things have been going good, but how is it going to go if we start doing bad? And the reality, the nightmare is here. And we're going to have to really swallow this one and go through it together. So at least we have an audience now that can kind of go through this together. I want to see another comment from Coop. Could have tied it if the refs opened their eyes. Cam Vaughn. Yeah, that was. So let's get your initial thoughts on that. I really did think Cam Vaughn caught that ball, man. What do you think about that one?
I thought it was a catch too, but it was one of those scenarios where whatever they called on the field was probably going to, whatever they called is probably going to be upheld, right? So if they called it a catch on the field, it probably would have stayed a catch. If they called it incomplete, it would have been complete. So I think it was one of those too close to call, like kind of calls, right? But I mean, I thought it was a catch, and that was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if it was called on the field, it would have been called a catch, but unfortunately it wasn't, and that was a tough one. We have another comment from Coop. Notre Dame lost to NIU and still made the championship. Yeah, Coop, that's true, but like I think we need to open our eyes a little bit and like be realistic with our team. Like we did not look good at all. Another comment,
alive, right? Keep hope alive.
Another comment from my buddy Steve, Ohio, wanted to go to the MAC. Yeah, I think that's the unfortunate thing here is a few years ago, there was a comment about West Virginia. I think it was the year that we won 9 games at Neil Brown. We were 14th, and they said we look like a MAC roster, and we all kind of defended that. And today that kind of came to fruition. And not only was it like a MAC roster, we got beat down by a MAC school, if we're being for real. I mean, yeah. It was bad.
I mean, I think we both watched the Rutgers game last week. We were talking this week. We were like, man, we're a little worried about this game. And I was absolutely nervous about this game. I think we talked about it, but especially with the quarterback that they have. But I mean, there was chances, and it was just like, I mean, it's not even just losing to them. It was just the injuries and everything that kind of happened during the game, right? I mean, you lose Jaheim White, you lose Bray, you lose Chase Wilson. I mean, it was just like, it was just such a rough night. Like,
another comment, Navarro should be in the Big Ten. Yeah, Steve, I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, not that it should be the Big Ten, but I think he should have definitely had some bigger interest coming out. He was the best player on the field today by far. I thought was Parker Navarro, and that's 2 weeks in a row where Navarro looked really, really good against 2 Power 4 schools. So Navarro, respect to him, he bowled out. But then again, did he really had 3 interceptions? I mean, just the West Virginia's offensive line just looked so bad today.
That first pick, I was hoping that was going to be a house call. Like it looked like. He probably made the tackle on that pick, but man, yeah, that could have been if that was a pick 6. I mean, I think it's a different ball game.
Well, it needed to be because of how bad our offense played.
Yeah, can't get in the end zone.
That's a good point. I mean, Navarro was great on his feet, but he also looks. There's some passes. He kind of led us in this game here. But man, it was just a tough day to be a Mountaineer. Another comment from Coop. People already hating on Rich Rod. It's not Rich Rod's fault. We have to fix the offensive line. Yeah, I'm not going to give up on Rich Rodriguez yet, but the offensive line was definitely a glaring issue. We're going to get to that. Like I said, I talked to Amit today. There is a lot to get to on this podcast here because this is rock bottom for the Mountaineers. So I think we have a lot of healing to do here for the fans and for ourselves just to talk about this game online.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it was just a lot of things, right? I mean, just struggling on third down, right? I mean, we mentioned the injuries, some costly penalties as well, right? I mean, we talk about discipline, but you can't have some of those penalties, right? Especially when you're on the road against a tricky team. And then, I mean, it's only going to get harder from here, right? So.
Yeah. I have another comment from Steve. Agreed, Johnny. Kid can play. Big Ten may be a reach, but high level for sure. Yeah, he definitely looked like a power forward player. I mean, especially with his feet. I mean, honestly, he probably would look pretty good in a Rich Rodriguez offense. But truly, even if Parker Navarro was in a West Virginia uniform today, with that offensive line, it wouldn't have mattered. They were that bad. And we're going to talk about all that stuff today. So, I mean, a lot to get to. Let's get into this box score first. These stats are almost hard to believe looking at them. Let's start with total yards. Ohio, 429 total yards to West Virginia's 250. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's pretty alarming, right? It should be, you would think it'd be the other way around. I mean, the rushing yards, obviously, when Jaheim went down, right, that took a big hit. So, and then, I mean, we talked about, like, I don't know why Ty Edwards isn't playing, but, and what the thought process is as far as like the secondary back. But I mean, after he went down, I mean, it was going to be tough to run the ball, right? Especially with the offensive line. I mean, even if he was playing with the offensive line, I mean, would he really have had the day that, we would hope? I don't know, but
I really don't understand. I mean, I love Clay Ash, tip of the cap to him, and Division I football player. I am not a Division I football player. I'm not a Division I coach, but I think from when you have a guy like Ty Edwards that rushed for 1,000 yards last year in Northern Iowa, it might be a good idea to get him on the field. I mean, Sincere Bowers, you gave him 1 carry today, and he popped off the screen last week. I don't understand why we didn't use him more. It's alarming, man. If Clay Ash is really our second best option at running back, I think we're in for a long season, and that's no offense to him at all. But I just thought we were deeper at running back. I literally did a preview this offseason of our stacked running back room, and it's kind of upsetting to know that, like, where's our depth? Like, if Jaheim goes down, like, we literally are not deep, like, at all. And even Hubbard, why not give Hubbard some carries? I mean, that was definitely frustrating to see our running back situation. What's your thoughts on that, Amit?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of can't just rely on one guy, right? It's got to be a committee, type of deal. And I mean, I don't know if Jaheim's going to come back or not. I mean, doesn't look promising, right? So, like, where do we kind of go from here, right now that he is out? So, it is alarming for sure. And then even in the air as well, right? I mean, besides, I think Cam had that one deep ball, but other than that, I mean, you really just didn't have momentum throughout the game.
No, dude, the offensive line, there were so many times where the defense did not play good in the first half, but in the second half, like, they pitched a shutout. Ohio didn't score in the second half. Like, they did their job. They caused multiple turnovers. Like, Zach Alley looked really good in that game, and our offense just could not block. Like, and even the quarterback change. Let's talk about that a little bit. Like, I thought you and me were texting throughout the game, and I thought it was the right time to make the change at quarterback, but it still didn't matter. Both quarterbacks were so shaky. What are your thoughts as far as the quarterback situation, where we go from here?
I mean, I don't know. As far as trying to get the ball down the field, I think Nico was probably the best option as far as trying to make passing plays, right? But I mean, I think they were just trying to figure out something at that point because nothing was going right, right? So, I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know where we go. If Nico's is our best option, or we go with Jalen again in certain scenarios, or Scotty. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows at this point.
I had another comment from my buddy Steve. Is WVU heading down the portal future, meaning second chance school? I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, it's kind of true. I mean, that's where we've had some luck sometimes is guys leveling down, I guess. I don't know. It's I'm at an all-time frustration as far as everything.
Will Greer in the we need somebody like that. That's what I want.
Well, I mean, if you look, I was thinking about this, earlier. The last time that we were good was when we had elite quarterback play, right? The last time that we were good, it was when we had Will Greer and Geno Smith and, this Austin Kendall and JT Daniels and Nico Markiel stuff is not going to cut it. Like, I look back at, so I'm a teacher, right? And sometimes I show my kids country roads and I show them the Baylor, West Virginia clip. And I'm like, yo, we had Geno Smith as the quarterback back then. Yeah. And, we've just come such a long way, man. I was just talking to you earlier too. We went from playing in the Orange Bowl and beating Clemson and putting 70 points up against ACC and a national championship contender to scoring 10 points against Ohio, a MAC school. It's just brutal, man.
Always in contention to win a conference title, right? And now it's the Big 12. I mean, what 13 years now in this, right? Something like that, 13, 14 years. It's been, at what point are we going to be all right, is this the year that we're going to win a Big 12 championship? Right?
I think we need to start having that conversation too. Is the Big 12 the death of West Virginia football? I mean, because that's when everything started going downhill if you really look at it. For real, up until that point, we won the Orange Bowl, we did enough where we could still play bad, but still make a game and then give our best swing at an opponent and do well. But we have just gone such downhill since we joined the Big 12, and we have nothing to show for that. I mean, what are you gonna do? Because you have to have a seat at the table. But I feel that was the downhill spiral of West Virginia football is joining that conference.
Yeah, no, I mean, who knows? But historically, it's been a good program, right? It's been a competitive. They had quality wins, right? You beat Oklahoma in a BCS game, you beat Georgia in a BCS game, you beat Clemson. I mean, it's not like they've had zero quality wins prior to going to the Big 12, right? So it's mind-boggling. I mean,
I had a comment this week, a fan was almost offended that I was listen, you have to watch for Ohio, they're a decent program, and some guy was we've won all these BCS bowl games. I'm dude, that was 14 years ago though. We have to be for real. We have not done anything in 6 or 7 years. Yeah. So it is alarming. And we talked about multiple times, Amit, this is a terrible time to be irrelevant at football. This is the worst time because things are shifting drastically in the background and we don't want to be left behind. And when you look at a box score like you see today, with 429 yards compared to 250, and we're 2 for 13 on third down, it's super frustrating, and it's super scary to see the direction of the program, especially with a coach that you thought would turn it around kind of right away.
This is reminding me of that season with Paul Millard, Clint Trickett, Fort Childress. Remember, it was 4-8, and then I remember they lost to Kansas on the road in Lawrence, and Kansas had a track around their field at that time. And I was man, is this rock bottom, right? And at that point, I thought it was. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know how many wins they're going to have this year. I really don't at this point.
Now, we're going to talk about that. Let's look at some individual stats. Let's move this thing along. Because I think we could talk for a long time tonight. We're already at 13 minutes, and we've gotten through 2 slides. Yeah, we're sulking, man. So enjoy this one if you're a Mountaineer fan. We're all with you. So at least we're going through it together, right, Amit? At least, we are going through this together. It's not
every year. Every year.
Well, if you look back too, it's just not even just the football thing. What happened with the basketball team last year? It's just a never-ending.
We're numb to it, man. I have trust issues. We're numb to it.
I mean, if you would have told me before the game that Parker Navarro would have had 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown, I said we win that game by 25, 30 points.
You win the turnover battle, you have a shot, especially, I mean, there's no reason.
You held the running back, Bangura, who's a nice player, to 3.3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense, Chase Hendricks had a nice game, and there were some penalties on our defense and stuff, but rightfully so, the defense settled in, and they did enough for us to win. Yeah. The massive problem is the offensive line, which we're going to talk about moving forward. But I don't care who's back there. I don't care if you have anybody. If the offensive line can't block, we are out of it. I have another comment here from Silas. Sadly, couldn't score 20 versus Ohio. Not like the D didn't keep giving the O plenty of chances. No, absolutely, Silas. The D did enough. The D. How many times can we intercept Parker Navarro where you're like Lewis almost returned one for a touchdown? Like it's so frustrating. Like we should have, if we had any semblance of offense against a MAC team who's less than us, we should have won that game.
Totally. I mean, yeah, I completely agree. The defense gave you opportunities to win the game, and the offense kind of let us down tonight.
So Jaheim White, let's talk about, we're going to talk about injuries, 6 carries, 4 yards, look good. But once he was gone. That was kind of it. Clay Ash, 4 carries or 2 yards. I'm sorry. You have to put Ty Edwards in there or Bowers or somebody. Jaden Bray had a decent game. There's just really not that much to talk about offensively here. Let's just go right to the next slide, the offensive line, because I think we can have a field day with this one. I think, coming into this game, I kind of kept going back to what the offensive line did not pass the eye test to me last week, which sounds crazy because they had a bunch of yards. But we also have to be honest with ourselves that they played Robert Morris. Robert Morris today lost to Youngstown State. I think it was 56-17. Whoever is in the chat, let me know what their actual score was. But Robert Morris got absolutely blown out today by Youngstown State. So when the offensive line last week, even though they had a bunch of yards, which came a lot late, they weren't getting push up front in the first half. It was alarming. And today, those nightmares came true. What are your thoughts on the offensive line?
Absolutely. They were getting manhandled up front. We all saw it, right? And I think it is alarming, moving forward. And I completely agree. Last week was not a fair evaluation. You can't really, you're only up a touchdown at half with that as well, right? So it's you can't evaluate the team fairly when you're playing Robert Morris. Today was the first test, right? And they didn't look good up front at all.
Well, that's why some of the West Virginia fans, I didn't put a prediction out this week. All I did was I put a preview out and I said, this is not a trap game. I think they'll have West Virginia's best effort. And some fans were defensive and they were almost offended that I was covering Ohio. And I'm listen, this team is decent. If we don't play well, we're going to lose. And we didn't play well and we lost. And that's just kind of where we're at. So the sad part is that Ohio's defensive line and front seven is not even good. They lost a bunch of their players in the portal. If you scout this team, we looked at a bunch of their guys in the portal that had official visits that ended up transferring elsewhere. They were replacing everyone, and Rutgers ran all over them last week, and we could not move the ball. I don't know where we go from here. And the other point I wanted to make is, a lot of talk was after spring ball. And during spring ball, there was a lot of conversation that we need to bring more players in. Well, all the guys that were in spring ball, all 5 of them started today in the last game. So the replacements did not up them. So we didn't really improve from the spring at all. We have more depth, but we didn't improve with starters. If they don't fix this offensive line and in a hurry, I don't see where we win another game this season.
It kind of felt like we were watching Neil Brown's team again, to be honest, with certain points, right? With the offense, just not being able to move the ball. It just felt like what we've been accustomed to. I don't know if I'm wrong with that, but it didn't feel different, right? At all.
Someone said, if they're in positive news, I do believe the defense has potential. Absolutely, man. I think the defense has potential, but if we look back at this graphic here, where was it? Is there a time of possession here, Amit?
Yeah, at the very bottom.
What's the time of possession say?
It's 40 minutes for Ohio, and then
let me take this comment off the screen. So
we see it. 1945 for West Virginia. So
we had the ball 19 minutes, and we had the ball 19 minutes. That team had the ball 45 minutes.
40 minutes and 15 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't. Listen, I understand how, positivity, but if we have the time of possession against a MAC school like that, it doesn't matter how good the defense was, unfortunately. That does not matter. It does not matter. We have another comment. Rich Rod will build and grow. He's proven that. Rather than focus on the negative, how do we rebuild? I don't know. I think that's an off-season thing. I think we look at that in the off-season. I think we have to figure out now how we survive the rest of the season.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at the schedule, and I mean, we were talking about this. Where like, how many wins are we going to have? Like, I mean, UCF is possible, maybe, but like Houston, I mean, I don't know. Like, you're not. I don't. Right now, I mean, I hate to say it, I don't think they're going to be Pitt at this.
How many? All right. So if we look at the schedule right now, if said favorites, how many games will be favored in the rest of the season? Without being biased, how many can you say will be favored in the rest of the season?
I might even say one, to be honest. Like it's crazy.
At UCF on the road?
I think that's the only one, and that might even be a pick 'em. Like, I mean, Utah's going to be extremely tough. Like Kansas and Missouri was a great game today. I mean, BYU on the road is extremely hard. I mean, Arizona State, Texas Tech. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at this. I'm like, is 3 wins the ceiling this year? 3-4 wins? Like, I was hoping to get like 500. I wanted a bowl game.
I have some videos floating out there right now that people are going to look back on and be like, "Oh yeah." So, it's a great thing about YouTube that exists forever. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe UCF. You never know with injuries, but even with injuries, man, I mean, holy moly.
I mean, obviously it's going to depend on the health of our guys too. But like, it doesn't look good for Jaheim. It doesn't look good for Bray. I mean, you get carted off, right? I mean, and then I mean, hopefully
right here. This is yeah. Chase Wilson got hurt today, and we saw 2 guys get carted off with Bray and Jaheim White.
Those are huge pieces on our offense. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like,
yeah, I mean, Jaheim White, the offense runs through him, right? And then Jaden Bray's probably your second best receiver behind Cam Vaughn, and then Chase Wilson, someone that we picked as our leading tackler on the team this year. So, you lose those guys, that can definitely hurt. I'll tell you what, though, at least if there's any silver lining, I thought there were some decent guys that were younger that made plays at linebacker. Ashton Woods and Ben Bogle played decent today. I guess that's a positive.
I'll say Fred Perry looks legit. I mean, he had some Carl Joseph like moments for me. Like, I mean, that dude can hit, right? So, I mean,
there's some other comments coming in. Decent defense, but horrible offense against a team that is not FCS Division II. Yeah, I mean, they're a MAC school. And listen, let's give Ohio some credit. All right, Ohio has been the best MAC school for a while now, and they ran away with it last year. But that being said, they also lost a ton of guys in the portal, especially on defense. So there's no reason, even on the road, that we look that bad. Yeah, Give credit to them. They deserve the win. They were the better team today. But the fact that we look that bad is alarming, and it doesn't bode well for the rest of the season. Someone said, trust the climb. Yeah, I could only imagine. Like, could you imagine if Neil Brown was here? I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see. I haven't had a chance to look at the Rich Rodriguez press conference yet. I'll definitely do that later on today and see what he had to say. I'm sure it's not going to be great. But the comment, this is why we do a live show, to see people's reactions, because like I said, we can kind of go through it together. Let's talk about this. We haven't had a chance to talk about this. Is this rock bottom? And I told him, man, I actually think, believe it or not, I think that might be me. I think that was me back in, I swear to God, I think that was me my senior year against like Kansas State. I think, because I have a 10 faded jersey, Steve Slayton. That might be me, Amit. What do you think? You think that's me?
I think it's very possible.
I wore a hood like that. And someone might claim that on this chat, but I think that might have been old Jerseyeer back about 10 years ago with the old Steve Slayton jersey. Amit, is this rock bottom for West Virginia? What do you think?
I mean, I think it depends where the season goes from here. It's very possible it could be if the season – I mean, I guess it depends what your expectations were as well, right, going into the year. But for me, I mean, I think rock bottom, I remember like that season we went 4-8. That was rock bottom for me around that time. But, I mean, I don't know. If we have 2-3 wins this year, I can't be too optimistic, to be honest.
Oh, I'm watching Arizona State is getting beat right now 17-0 by Mississippi State on the road, which that's not a good look for our conference at all. I had a comment here about Nico. Nico is slowest scanning the field behind O-line that crumbles every play. Yeah, I thought it was the right time to bring Jalen Henderson in, honestly. I thought he could do some different things. I think he showed some sparks, but the offensive line did give him a chance. And once he missed a wide open guy and it got late in the fourth quarter, you had to kind of go back to what you're comfortable with. To me, I think this is rock bottom, Amit. Honestly, I think because Rich Rodriguez was almost like the savior. I think a lot of the times we've been able to put the blame on Neil Brown for the last 6 years. And this isn't on Neil Brown at this point, right? This is on Rich Rodriguez today. It's on the team. It's on the funding around the team because we did not look like a good team. And I think it is rock bottom because you look at the schedule that we talked about here, and I don't see a guaranteed win on here the rest of the year. I think we'll be underdogs most of the season. Yeah. And I think that we're in a very scary spot right now as West Virginia fans. I mean, even if we rebuild this thing and look good this year, you still have a ton of guys on this roster that are registered seniors. You're going to have to hit the portal again next year. I mean, when is it going to get better for these Mountaineers?
It's a great question. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think anytime recent because, I mean, the schedule is going to be different. Kansas looks really good right now. I mean, I know they lost today, but they look good. Pitt's going to be tough. I mean, they're absolutely going to be tough. And then, I mean, Utah, BYU, like it's not getting easier, man. So I'm just saying, like,
can we also talk about this too? Like, I think the most frustrating thing about this, you know, I don't like to talk trash about any of the other West Virginia podcasters and stuff. Congrats to them. They're great. We're a small channel here. I don't care about College Game Day coming at all. Like, truthfully, like there was too much talk about this week. Like, if we win, like College Game Day is coming. Like, who cares? Like, we never do good when College Game Day comes anyway. We have more issues than College Game Day coming. We need to turn the perception of the program around. We can't worry about a TV show coming to Morgantown, especially with the way we look now. Like, that is irrelevant. I don't even care about College Game Day not coming anymore. We have to figure this out. We have to figure out how to put a team on the field that is respectable. And what we've seen the last 6 or 7 years is not respectable at all. And I know that the people that are watching here are just like me, and they are frustrated by it, and they're sick of it, and it's sickening. Like, it's almost embarrassing to be a West Virginia fan. So I don't even care about College Game Day at all. It is what it is. Like, we don't deserve it, and we have a long way to go before we have a national spotlight again.
Yeah. You remember Neil Brown's first game when we played JMU, and that was very close, but we squeaked it out like at the end. We won by like a touchdown. That's what I was hoping here. Like, I thought it could be a very close game, but it was going to be one of those games where we figure it out at the end, and we come out of Athens with a win. And I mean, that's –
Amit, we've made it when this guy makes the chat. John Waffle, who's probably the biggest like Pitt fan of all time, biggest Mountaineer troll. Find your channel, so at least I know I made it there. 13-9.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I don't have nothing to say to you tonight. Yeah. I might not have anything to say to you next week either. But thank you for watching the show, I guess. Raven said I agree. Raven's a big West Virginia fan. I see her all over the place. Like whatever about College Game Day at this point. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, we have a lot more issues to find College Game Day. I am Donut. I think we will get better. I don't think we'll be good enough until next year. Yeah, I think at this point you have to look to next year. I think you're not realistically doing anything this year. Coop still keeps the hope with the ESP. We love you, Coop. Keep that energy for next week. Is
it even fair to grade Rich Rod at this point? I mean, I know it's 2 games, right? But it's also like, I think it's just because of what we've been through, right? That we're just so like fed up. Is that
you can't judge. You can't. Honestly, I'm giving Rich Rod a pass. Like, the guy knows how to coach. Like, the offense. I think he tried to hype up the offensive line as best he could, but he probably knew like it's not there. Not gonna lie, it feels like a gut punch. Yeah, I mean, for me. Like, me and Amit are both Giant fans. Like, me and him, low-key, are just hoping the Giants look decent tomorrow. So we have something to salvage this weekend. But, like, I had a few comments from, like, other Mountaineer fans, and this has been the tone around the team for a while. It's like, why should we care? And I think we should care because we're alumni of this university and they represent us. Like, I wouldn't have started this channel if I didn't care, right? And I still care, and I always will care because I'm a Mountaineer, even if I'm from Jersey. Some people knock us, and we do care and we want to see our Mountaineers represent on a national stage. And it's extremely frustrating. I think, before we leave, like, that's the most frustrating part about this is the fall that we have taken. Because when we were there, man, we were relevant. We were beating nationally ranked teams. We were competing for titles. We had it. And to see us where we are is alarming.
Look, we were a very competitive program when we were there. And I mean, it's just one of those deals where I don't think we could get over the hump, right? Like, we were always good. I mean, we were, I think, the most winningest program without a national title, right? Like, we've been there, right? Like, but we just couldn't get over that hump at times. And now it's just like, man, what? Where are we? Like, you know what I mean? We're losing to like MAC teams, and it's
where are we? Especially too with like the change in landscape with the transfer portal and NIL. Like, that's a serious discussion we have to have. And I feel like we've been waiting on like this team to like save us and like do well, but like even when we're do good, it's almost like fool's gold. Like that team 2 years ago, like they won 9 games, but they didn't beat anybody good. Like anytime they played somebody good, they got exposed.
Like, I'm just saying, right? We're in the Big 12, 13 years now. Are we going to make the Big 12 championship game at some point? Is that too much to ask, or is that
okay? So let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
When we almost did, right? Will Greer's team, they had 7 draft picks in 1 year. We've had 6 draft picks in the last 6 years. Yeah. We have like 9 guys total in the NFL right now. I mean, it's honestly ridiculous.
We made the Big 12 championship game in basketball already, right? I mean, well, a couple times, right? Early on, like.
Well, I actually texted my dad. I said, I better brush up on basketball, man.
Yeah. That's a new team too. So.
Listen, I love football. Basketball, I have to brush up on that. We'll see if Ross Hodge can get it going.
Yeah.
But basketball let's talk about that, man. I think basketball is just easier to build because you only get 5 guys on the court,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, but look, we had a good team last year. Obviously, tough situation. Kind of have to do it all over again. But like, yeah, I mean, I absolutely hope they're competitive this year. But I mean, we've had good basketball years, absolutely, no doubt. I mean, there's no question we've had some good runs.
Raven said what all Mountaineer fans think: our offensive line sucks. Yeah, I think that thought crossed everybody's mind tonight watching the West Virginia Mountaineers. It was almost like hard to look at my wife tonight because, like, she's not a West Virginia fan, and my kids are walking around and she just sees us losing to Ohio. And she just looks at me and she's just like, "I know you're going through it." I'm like, "Yeah." Now I have to do a game podcast after this. Yeah. Oh man, how we fallen. Why do so many people from New Jersey go to WVU?
Ooh, great question.
That's a great question. Well, let me tell you something about New Jersey. Why do New Jersey people go to West Virginia? One is because it is an affordable out-of-state tuition. It's not that hard to get into, truthfully. And when me and Amit went there, they had a respectable brand of football that you wanted to go to see. Like for me, West Virginia had Pat White and Steve Slayton and and Noel Devine, and it was a program that, like, man, I want to be a part of that. Right now, that's probably why the enrollment is down at West Virginia. But a lot of New Jersey people do go to West Virginia, and I think they still have a great time no matter how the football team is doing. But like I said, enrollment is down because the football team is not doing as well. Amit, what are your thoughts on New Jersey going to West Virginia?
I mean, I don't know. I visited. I liked it. It was pretty cool. I mean, it's like 5 hours, manageable. It just felt right when I visited. And I mean, we beat Kentucky in the Elite Eight the day I visited. I was like, all right, I'm in. We're going to the
more comments, Amit. They let Neil Brown drag this program down way more than they should have. Yeah, I agree. I think it was a couple years too long, unfortunately. But West Virginia with his buyout, we're in some tight financial situations. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's probably the honest truth, and that's probably what happened. But this one's not on Neil Brown. You can't blame Neil Brown for this one, right? That was a Rich Rodriguez team out there today with 80 new players, and we kind of have to get the Neil Brown out of vocabulary, right? We have to get out of that. This says this all falls on the offensive line and Bicknell. We need Rick. Listen, Rick Trickett, I'm sure that's who you're talking about, who's a great offensive coach. Bicknell is a great offensive coach, too. He won a Super Bowl with the New York Giants. Listen, the offensive line, everybody knew that was going to be the biggest problem all offseason, right? I knew it. Amit knew it. You all knew it. We previewed it. We talked about it. There's not many starting snaps coming back. I don't see it getting any better unless they give some other guys some reps. I mean, for me, I would have liked to see a guy like Carson Lee get some more reps and things like that. But it kind of is what it is right now. We can't really fix it. Let's see. Anything else that we have here? We've been going for 35 minutes. If anyone else has some in the comments, we'll definitely react to your stuff. But if not, we'll probably start getting out of here. Please remember to like and subscribe to the show. So if you are still here and you're watching it, or if you're watching this on the replay and you enjoyed this, let's go Mountaineers. Let's subscribe to the show, and hopefully we can improve this season, because I don't think it can get any worse than this. Amit, what do you think?
Hey, man, if we beat Pitt next week, I'm back. Like, hey, look, I don't know. We'll see. But tough night for sure. But, hey, look, long season, right? Long season.
Does it get any worse for us, Amit? I mean, we were Giants fans last year, right? And we went through the watching Saquon Barkley win a Super Bowl with the Eagles, which was still tough to swallow and still tough to see them win. Our team was terrible, and now we're West Virginia fans, and we've seen probably the rock bottom of West Virginia. Does it get any better for us? Is this
if the Giants win tomorrow, I'm happy. I'll be happy. So come on, Russ. Come on,
Giants. Listen, I appreciate all you guys that came in and commented. I know this sucks. I know it's not fun. This podcast wasn't fun. I was hoping to have. I had another graphic actually up. Not to jinx it, but I make two graphics, right? One of us is if we win, and one of us is lose. And the other one's like, 2-0. First time we started 2-0 since 2018. We have not started 2-0 since that time, which kind of stinks. But anyway, it's been fun. Enjoy the rest of the games. We'll do a Pitt preview this week for sure. Let's go Mountaineers. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.